Hey there, friends. Happy Friday. I hope that you have all had a wonderful week. This is such an exciting time of year. School is beginning to give us a real routine. Extracurricular activities are starting up, which I know also means that some of our schedules are driven more by our children than anything else. And fall programming opportunities are beginning to come our way with exciting events that highlight each month. With all that is going on and all of the opportunities that are available to you, I hope that you will make plans to be part of life at ARBC in any way that you can, as we seek to provide space for you to worship, to grow, and to find community. I want to say thank you to all of the preschool parents who stopped by to see Miss Suzanne and myself during drop-off on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. We were grateful for the chance to get to know some of you for the very first time and to reconnect with others who have been with us for a little while. Thanks for letting us share some of the events that our congregation is offering in this upcoming season, and for letting us talk a little bit about the time that we get to spend with your children in chapel on Thursdays, as well as the time that Miss Suzanne gets to join their classes for music. We hope these times happen to be for spiritual growth for them. We know for sure that interacting with your children offers some of the most life-giving moments in our weeks. So thank you. Thank you for giving us the gift of being part of their lives. Miss Suzanne and I are also excited to get to know those in our after-school ministry better this year as well. We are truly proud of the different ways that Miss Leah and the after-school counselors and staff members provide a loving environment for our children when the school day concludes. Each afternoon, they arrive with excitement and stories from the classroom that day. They have a chance to expend some of their incredible energy and have a nurturing environment in which to study and do their homework, and also a safe place to build community with peers and mentors. Miss Suzanne will also be starting to work with the after-school choir again in the coming months, so be on the lookout for more information. Also, on the fourth Thursday of the month, she and I will also be joining the after-school group during their assembly time. We'll share Bible stories and music and reflections on lessons that we all need as we grow. We're truly looking forward to getting to know that group this year. And we care about you as family, as parents and children. So let me remind everyone of our upcoming conversation with Claire Barnett, who's counselor at Blythe Academy, and Tiffany Parker of Greenville's chapter of the National Alliance on Mental Illness. On the afternoon of September 28th, they will be sharing important information about anxiety, depression, and bullying in children and youth, and how we as parents can recognize important signs in our children and support their mental well-being. Look for links in our email communication and sign up to be part of this conversation. Childcare will be available for those who need it, so we hope that you will join us as we continue to learn and grow to be the parents that our children need us to be. We invite everyone to join us this Sunday, as our congregation has the honor of hosting the Reverend Nell Green during both the 9 a.m. Bible study hours and then our worship experience at 10 o'clock as well. Much of Reverend Green's life was spent as a missionary in different locations in the United States and around the world. She continues to minister in incredible ways to this day. With the love of Christ, she has ministered to the needs of refugees, helping them resettle in a new location, providing educational programs, and helping with cultural adaptations. She has also partnered with various agencies to raise awareness about and prevent human trafficking. She is passionate and inspiring. She'll be sharing stories from her nonprofit ministry, The Off-Ramp, as well as some of the designs of the social enterprise Threads by Nomad. You will not want to miss this opportunity to learn from her experience and to be inspired by her ministry. Now finally, let me say a word of thanks to the children and youth who led our congregation in worship this past Sunday. It was a celebration of all that took place during our VBS Sunday school opportunities during July and the first part of August. They moved and inspired us through their dramatic presentation, through their readings of the scriptures, and through their beautiful singing. They shared important lessons about the ways that Jesus serves as our true north in the midst of all that we experience in this life. They taught us that when we feel lost and confused, we can trust Jesus. When we feel alone or in need, we can trust Jesus. When we need help, we can trust Jesus. When life feels hopeless, we can trust Jesus. I'm grateful for all that they shared and for the ways that they led us. I'm also grateful for those who worked with them throughout the VBS experience to make it so impactful. Now, one of the things that they reminded us of on Sunday was how important it is to find moments to pause and to listen for the message that Jesus may have for us. That is a lesson we all need, especially this time of year. As we are moving quickly, as the work and the schedules become overwhelming, as life continues to throw different challenges our way, sometimes the most important thing we can do is stop, pause, take a breath, center ourselves, and listen. This is one of the things we even teach our youngest children in preschool chapel. As they come into chapel each week here in our sanctuary, we lead them through a moment to stretch and to get the wiggles out, to prepare them to listen for the story and lesson of the day. Then, as we prepare to center ourselves in prayer, we will always pause and take some deep breaths. Maybe you have found that to be important in your life too. Sometimes it makes me think of the coaches and personal trainers who put us through some of our most physically demanding moments. You could be competing in a sport, running or biking in a race, throwing weights around in the gym, or twisting yourself like a pretzel on a yoga mat. And at some point, you will likely need to be reminded to breathe. Are you breathing? Breathing is obviously important in moments of physical exertion like exercise. We know that. It's certainly important in moments of stress and pain and overwhelm in our regular lives too. It's also a good and simple spiritual exercise to incorporate into moments throughout your day. The ancient scriptures, especially the book of Genesis, talk about the breath being the source of life. It tells us of God breathing the breath of life into humanity as a gift, as the beginning of the divine-human relationship. At the same time, when they talk about God's Spirit at work in the world and within us, the ancient Hebrew and Greek, they use the same word from which we get the word breath. In other words, stopping to breathe, stopping to pause, stopping to listen like our children and youth reminded us to on Sunday, can remind us of and reconnect us to the Spirit of God that gives us life. Our state's motto is Dum Spiro Spero, which translates, while I breathe, I hope. I like that. In all that we faced last week and in all that we will face this next week and in all the weeks to come, if we do nothing else to get us through all that is overwhelming, may we stop, take a moment to pause, and just breathe. May we be reminded of the Spirit of God within us. May our very breath remind us that we can trust Jesus, and that while we breathe, we hope. May God bless you all in the days ahead. I look forward to seeing you soon.